How did ISI shape 20th century Latin American economies? Imagine a region trying to stand on its own feet, eager to grow and shake off old dependencies. That's what import substitution industrialization, or ISI, aimed to do for Latin America in the mid-1900s. Countries like Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina wanted to build their own factories and industries so they wouldn't have to relying so much on buying finished goods from richer nations. The idea was simple: make local products cheaper than imported ones by imposing high tariffs and quotas. Governments also gave money and support to local businesses, sometimes even took control of key industries through nationalization. This was all about creating jobs, boosting the middle class, and making economies less vulnerable to global market swings. In larger countries with lots of resources, ISI worked pretty well at first. Factories popped up, cities expanded, and economic growth sped up. People started living longer, infant mortality dropped, and more folks could buy goods made nearby. But smaller or poorer countries like Ecuador, Honduras, and Bolivia faced bigger hurdles. They didn't have enough big markets or advanced technology to develop heavy industries. Often, local elites controlled what little industry existed, and investments in new skills or tech were scarce. Many of these nations ended up going back to exporting raw materials, just like before. As time went on, the limits of ISI became clear. Protected industries often turned inefficient, producing goods that were expensive and not always high quality. It became hard for these products to compete abroad. Jobs in manufacturing didn't grow fast enough to keep up with urban population increases, and income inequality stayed high or even worsened. Sometimes, focusing on industry hurt agriculture, leaving rural areas behind and widening the gap between city and countryside. By the 1970s, many Latin American leaders started questioning ISI. Some believed it had reached its limit because there are only so many goods you can produce locally without facing stiff foreign competition. Others looked to East Asia, where export-led growth was driving rapid development, and wondered if Latin America should change course. Culturally, ISI was seen as a bold move to take control of Latin America's economic future. It was part of a bigger push for national identity and independence, showing the world that Latin America could modernize on its own terms. But the mixed results, growth in some places, stagnation in others, highlighted the challenge of balancing self-sufficiency with the need to compete globally. As the 20th century moved forward, many countries shifted away from ISI toward neoliberal reforms, opening markets, reducing state control, and encouraging exports. The legacy of ISI still influences the region today, seen in urban centers, industrial bases, and ongoing debates about how to develop in a way that benefits everyone, not just a few.